Hey everybody, and welcome back to Around the Horrorsphere, a weekly horror news show here on Morbidly Beautiful's YouTube channel. I'm your host, Nightmare Maven, and let's get into the headlines and horrorversaries for this week. So like we start off every show, we're going to go through the horrorversaries we are celebrating and honoring for the week to come. So first up, today on June 11th, we have two birthdays we are celebrating. The first is Joshua Jackson, who was born on this day back in 1978. Among all the things Joshua Jackson has been in, he has been in such horror productions such as the American remake of the J-horror classic Shudder, Urban Legend, Scream 2, and Cursed. Scream Queen Adrienne Barbeau is also celebrating her birthday today. She was born on June 11th back in 1945, and among all of the things that she has starred in such productions such as Creepshow, The Fog, and Swamp Thing. And also back on this day in 1993, Steven Spielberg's Jurassic Park opened in theaters, and it set a box office weekend record of $502 million for its opening weekend. Then on June 12th, the horror classic Rosemary's Baby, directed by Roman Polanski, premiered back in 1968. Then on the 13th, the renowned Malcolm McDowell is celebrating his birthday. He was born in 1943 and has starred in many productions spanning many genres, but some of his most notable horror and thriller productions are A Clockwork Orange, the remake of Cat People, and Rob Zombie's Halloween. No stranger to the horror genre, Ethan Embry is also celebrating his birthday on the 13th. He was born back in 1978. He starred in such productions such as Late Phases, Vacancy, and The Devil's Candy. Then on June 15th, Courtney Cox is celebrating her birthday. She was born back in 1964, and at least in the horror community, is most well known for her role as Gale Weathers in the Scream franchise. June 16th, back in 1960, the absolute classic Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho premiered in theaters. All right, so that's it for the horrorversaries for the week, so let's move on to the headlines. Some of you may have gone out to the movies this past weekend and saw Ari Aster's Hereditary. The movie opened to $13 million this weekend, which is one of the best opening weekends for A24 Productions. The movie did come in fourth behind Ocean's 8, Solo, and Deadpool 2. Alright, so Corin Hardy tweeted on June 7th that the first teaser trailer for The Nun was going to be dropping on the 13th, which is Wednesday of this week. You probably know that The Nun is a spin-off from Conjuring 2, which has kind of become commonplace in the Conjuring universe now. This is kind of like the horror genre's Marvel universe, I'm starting to think. So usually when a monster or a demon is featured in one of the Conjuring movies, it usually gets a spin-off. Hello, Annabelle. So The Nun is going to be the next one up. Corin Hardy's tweet reads, "Friends, Wednesday 13th shall mark the arrival of The Nun official teaser trailer. You have been warned." The summary of the movie reads as such. When a young nun at a cloistered abbey in Romania takes her own life, a priest with a haunted past, a novitiate on the threshold of her final vows are sent by the Vatican to investigate. Together they uncover the order's unholy secret. Risking not only their lives, but their faith and their very souls, they confront a malevolent force in the form of the same demonic nun that first terrorized audiences in The Conjuring 2, as the abbey becomes a horrific battleground between the living and the damned. And is set to hit theaters September 7th. All right, I'm sure this is not a piece of news really to any of you. The very first trailer for the upcoming Halloween movie dropped this past Friday, and the internet understandably freaked out. Of course, I will leave a link to the trailer in the description box in case you haven't seen it yet. I also promised to update you guys with It Chapter 2 news, and now we have learned that the Adult Losers Club cast is finally complete with the casting of Isaiah Mustafa as the adult Mike Hanlon. Now you may or may not recognize Mustafa from some of the Old Spice commercials, a fact which may have a few people worried, but I feel like a lot of us on the internet are putting their faith in Andy Muschietti and his team that they definitely saw something in his audition, and I'm sure he will do a great job as Mike Hanlon. And finally, you may or may not have heard that the Addams Family is coming back, but in animated form. And the bulk of the voice cast for the family has been announced. So I am here to tell you who will be voicing the iconic spooky, kooky, and altogether ooky family. First, we have Oscar Isaac, who will be voicing Gomez. Charlize Theron will be voicing Morticia. Chloe Grace Moretz will be voicing Wednesday. Finn Wolfhard will be voicing Pugsley. And Nick Kroll will be Uncle Fester. All right, guys, there you have it. Those are the horror headlines for the week. Let me know what you think about the headlines in the description. Have you seen the Halloween trailer? Thoughts? And let me know of any other headlines that I missed in the comment section as well. Of course, you can find more horror movie news and goodness over at morbidlybeautiful.com. But until next time, I'm your host, Nightmare Maven, signing off. Bye.